Hey everyone, I'm Dale with Renewable Innovations, your go-to guide for all things electrified. Now, if you caught our last video where we broke down luxury electric SUVs, you already know we love deep diving into EVs. Heck, we've done videos with Lucid and Ford at the Electrify Expo event just earlier this year. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They're filmed in 360 and I edit them in standard format as well. So you have two ways of experiencing that event and feeling like you were there. But today we're shifting gears, literally and figuratively, into something tougher, bolder, and let's be honest, way more exciting: electric pickup trucks. And look, I've got a soft spot for one of the brands. My very first vehicle was a Ford F-150. Shout out to my grandma for that gift. That truck taught me how to drive, how to work, and maybe most importantly, what it means to trust your ride. Because Ford trucks, they're not flashy for the sake of it. They're built for the working man, for contractors, the handyman, the do-it-yourselfers, and the folks who need a truck that backs up their lifestyle and sometimes even powers their home. But we're not here to wax nostalgic all day. Let's talk about the real contenders in the electric truck game. We're taking a closer look at the Ford F-150 Lightning, the Rivian R1T, the Tesla Cybertruck, which I personally think looks more like a Mars rover than a pickup, but hey, it's just one of those things. And if you're into it, great for you. But let's not forget about the Chevrolet Silverado EV and the GMC Hummer EV pickup. And trust me, these aren't just trucks with batteries slapped on. These are full-on powerhouses blending raw utility with electrifying performance. Whether you're someone who tows trailers, hits the trails, or just hauls gear for the weekend project, this is a whole new world of pickup possibilities. So let's pop the hood, or rather the floor, because battery capacity and range are the first things most people ask about. Now, the Ford F-150 gives you up to 131 kilowatt hours with an extended range battery, which gets you around 320 miles. Not bad for a truck that can power your house in a blackout. Rivian's R1T is no slouch either. With its large pack, you're looking at around 328 miles. And if you're spring for the max pack, you're expected to get over 400 miles of estimated range. Now, the Tesla Cybertruck claims between 250 to 340 miles, depending on the trim, but real-world testing is still catching up to Tesla's marketing department, so take that with a grain of salt. Now, Chevy really surprised folks, saying that their Silverado EV could push up to 450 miles. We'll see how that pans out on paper, but regardless, that's impressive. I haven't really spoken to any Silverado EV owners. I have seen Caltrans with them, so I'm glad taxpayer dollars went to Caltrans to be able to buy these EVs, and we're going to get into the price. In the Hummer EV, which is basically a rolling tank, packs a 212 kilowatt hour battery with a range of around 320 miles. It's big, it's bold, and yes, it's very freaking heavy. So of course, all that range doesn't mean much if your truck is sitting at a charger all day. So what about charging? Now, Tesla's got the clear edge here with the supercharger network. That's a major perk, especially now that it's opening up to other brands. The Cybertruck slots right in there. Ford's Lightning taps into the Blue Oval charging network. You will also be able to use Electrify, American networks, but Ford also can use, guess what? Tesla superchargers with an adapter. So just remember, you got to purchase that adapter when you buy your truck. They were giving it away. They're not doing it anymore. I did an interview with Ford. Check it out. That was during the Electrify Expo event. Rivian uses its own adventure network and now supports Tesla's NAC. That's the North American Charging Standard plug. So that's a step in the right direction, as you're finding more and more vehicles are supporting the NAC, and they're transitioning from CCS over to Tesla's design. Now, Chevy and GMC rely on their Ultim Charge 360 system. I don't know. It's still a CCS port from my understanding, which taps into public networks like the Electrify America and EVgo. And honestly, I don't think Electrify America is that bad. It's just there's not a lot of chargers of them. When you pull up, there's usually 3 or 4, and they're pretty busy most of the time. But the Lightning can add up to, or add about 54 miles in 10 minutes. The Rivian R1T and Hummer EV have a solid DC fast charging speed too. But the bottom line, if you're towing long distance, plan your stops because you've added a bunch of weight to your truck. So you're going to need to charge. And sadly, they're not really configured still for charging your truck with a trailer attached. So be prepared to disconnect your truck. There's some other YouTubers that have done videos on that, and I would advise you to definitely watch them. But if you'd like me to do some research for you, hey, I'm here for you. Just subscribe to the channel, like, follow, share, and you can pay for a consultation with me by just using the link down in the description below. That's what I'm here for, is to help you navigate the electrification of your life. Now, let's talk about the space and strength, because these trucks need to haul more than just cool factors. The Ford Lightning seats 5, has a massive 14.1 cubic foot trunk, which at the event, they had a fairly sized TV in there. I want to say it was like 32 inches, 40 inches, along with an Xbox hooked up because they had outlets right there to plug everything in. The truck's pretty impressive. And I really think their frunk is a pretty good interpretation of what a truck should have moving forward with electrification. And it can tow up to 10,000 pounds. So you got plenty of tow capacity, but remember, that's going to affect your real world range. The Rivian also seats 5, though from what I've gathered, it's not as comfortable as many of these other trucks. And you're gonna feel a little cramped in that back seat. So if you really need to fit 5 guys in there. But it's built for adventure, and yeah, who wants a clever utility and serious performance? I mean, the Rivian's got it there for you. It does have a sleek design, though. The headlights, they spent all this time. I watched the interview with the CEO, and they spent all this time on the design of the headlights. It's actually a classic headlight design. I went to a car museum here in Escondido. It's a winery as well. And they literally have the headlight design on like a Bel Air or something. It wasn't a Bel Air. I think it was a Buick or something. But the headlight design actually, I don't know why they wasted so much time on it, because it already existed. They just needed to go walk in a car museum. But the Cybertruck says it seats 6 and can tow up to 11,000 pounds too, but we're still waiting to see more real world testing, because numbers are one thing, experience is another. Though there are a ton of them driving around Temecula in various colors as they're wrapped, because they're very shiny with their finish. But honestly, I like that they do that because it's really economical. It's very environmentally friendly to just wrap a car. I would love to see more manufacturers just come out with a plain car and you just wrap it whatever color you want from the dealership, or go to a local shop and have it wrapped, and it's built into the price when you purchase it, because wrapping a car can be pretty expensive. Anyways, Chevy Silverado EV also has up to 10,000 pounds of towing with a mid-gate that can expand the bed into the cab, which is a nice touch. It kind of reminds me more of the Avalanche. If you remember the Chevy Avalanche, its design doesn't always scream truck as much as it screams Avalanche to me. So I think they kind of went with like a hybrid configuration. I want to jump back to the Cybertruck. I had seen some videos on the tow hitch and framing configuration. It being aluminum could be problematic. So people are seeing it sag, and over time, the aluminum may not hold up long-term. So keep that in mind if you plan on towing a lot with your Cybertruck. Maybe not max it out at 11,000 pounds. I think some YouTubers actually broke the whole hitch off the truck. So there's that. Anyways, I digress. The Hummer EV, it's a beast. I mean, the thing is, I've walked some lots. You can check out some of those 360 videos that I have up. It's a massive truck. It's got a massive battery. It tows around 7,500 pounds, but with a curb weight around 9,000 pounds, you'll feel that load before you even hook up a trailer. It definitely feels like a beast when you're getting in them. And here's the thing. Yes, all these trucks can tow, but as I keep mentioning, with EVs, you're going to have range limitations because it's hard. When you're adding weight to these electric trucks, and yeah, they have great capacity and great range without that. But once you put this stuff on there, you're going to really want to plan your long hauls. Just know you're going to stop more frequently than you would in maybe a gas or diesel truck. But moving on, Let's get into these trucks lose in towing range. They more than make up for pure torque and acceleration. The Rivian R1T launches a 0 to 60 in around 3 seconds. That's almost as fast as the Tesla Plaid, right? That's 2.5 seconds. So it's really impressive to see that out of a truck. We're talking supercar territory. We really are in a utility vehicle. Like, sheesh Louise, did the truck need that much oomph? I don't know, but you can have it, right? And then you got the Ford Lightning that isn't far behind, coming in about 4 seconds. That's faster than a lot of sports sedans. The Tesla Cybertruck claims 2.6 seconds with the tri-motor, so it's very comparable to the Plaid Edition vehicles. The Hummer EV, you hit WTF mode, and yes, that's what it's really called, WTF mode, and it rockets you from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. Massive truck, right? 9,000 pounds moving in 3 seconds to 60 miles an hour. That's freaking scary, right? You don't want to be on the other end of that. Please be safe when you're driving these vehicles around. And then the Silverado EV, it's still quick and it comes in around 4.5 seconds, which honestly is pretty modest, but it does depend on the trim that you get. So yeah, these aren't your granddad's work trucks. These are performance machines that just happen to carry lumber and drywall. So let's talk dollars, because price matters when you're someone that's buying a truck, because trucks are expensive. They're not very cheap. And usually you're buying a truck with a purpose. So the Ford Lightning, though, starts at around $54,000, but that platinum trim can really push up the price. So be prepared if you get a fully loaded Ford F-150 Lightning to pay, a hefty amount for that truck. From my understanding, it can easily get up to $90,000. The Rivian's R1T starts at around $70,000, and it starts to increase pretty quickly as you add more storage for more range. Cybertruck, you're looking at around $61,000 for the rear wheel drive version when it actually just gets around. I mean, the pricing with Tesla changes so much, right? That one day it's one price, the next week it's another. They're pretty aggressive. Now, the Hummer EV, that one is expensive, and it starts off at around $96,000 and can go north of $110,000 depending on the configuration. Remember, the bigger the battery, the more expensive it's going to be. While some of these are workhorse priced, others are definitely luxury tier toys for grown-ups. Hummer EV, calling you out on that one, because yeah, you're a massive machine. And speaking of grown-up toys, because why not? These trucks are loaded. I mean, they got so much going on with them. You can do a lot. A lot of them have AC outlets. Ford has plenty of AC outlets within the vehicle in the front and in the back. They have a generator connection port. So you got a lot of different things going on. Rivian has some camping packages that you can pull out from that center drum area. I can't remember what it's called, but they have all these configurations depending on your lifestyle. I do like that little center cabin that they have. It is pretty nice at the end of the day. The Rivian has one of the shorter beds, so there's that. But you get massive infotainment screens in these trucks, over-the-air updates, hands-free driving in all of them. Heck, the Tesla, the Cybertruck, has autonomous driving available to you. You got built-in power outlets, air compressors, camping kitchens, frunks, gear tunnels. I mean, whatever you want. These trucks have a lot of accessories available to them once you start figuring out what you want from your electric truck. Now, Ford even lets you power your house with the Lightning. They were actually the first one to do it. You would think Tesla would have done it first, but no. Ford actually did it. They partnered with Sunrun and they used some Delta equipment. There's an automatic transfer switch and a hybrid inverter. And it's a pretty cool setup. I've installed one in the past and I did a video on it. If you can find it, cool. If you don't, maybe Richard will reach out and maybe I'll go back out there, because we actually never got to see the Ford Lightning power the house because there was some finessing with the software to get it to work. But you don't have to go through Sunrun to purchase the backup equipment. Ford will help you source the equipment separately, and then you can find a local electrician or contractor to install it. And if you're having that hard of a time, just reach out to me here at Renewable Innovations. That's what we do. You just pay the consultation fee and we do all that legwork for you and get you the pricing from different companies. It's not that big of a deal. but it's really makes your time's important. So why not hire someone that specializes in and enjoys doing it? It makes sense, like to me at least. I would do it. So yeah, this is more than just driving. It really is a whole new lifestyle once you get an electric truck. And that brings us to the big picture. Electric trucks aren't just about range or horsepower. They're about integration. Integration with your home, your job, and your weekend adventures. If you're considering the switch, now is the time to do it. The EV tax credit is expiring soon, and the solar investment tax credit ends at the end of this year, 2025, December 31st, my birth year. And, well, not my birth year, but my birth date. So, you know, on New Year's Eve, there won't be a tax credit anymore for solar or batteries. And then obviously the EV tax credit is probably, by the time this video is published, is expiring this month. So keep that in mind if you're looking to want to benefit from these tax credits. And the ones for the EVs, I think they actually just knock it right off the price. It depends on the truck and things, but yeah, I want to say it's like $7,500. It's a good chunk of change that you could benefit from. So, you know, here at Renewable Innovations, you know, we help you look at the full picture. That's what I do. I really enjoy doing research. Yeah, I use AI. I mean, you know, it's a resourceful tool. If you're not using AI, honestly, you're going to get left behind in this world. You really should be using it as a tool because that's what it's there for. It's not perfect. You need someone that's familiar or specializes in a field. I specialize in electrification. So for just $249, we will walk you through everything from selecting the right EV to setting up your own charger, because you're going to want a level 2 charger at home for these trucks, especially Ford. Ford has like a 20 kilowatt charger. With batteries as large as the Hummers, you do not want a standard 120 volt. You will never charge that car. It'll be 3 days before that thing's recharged, if not longer. I might do a video just talking about doing level 1. Like level 1 charging just shouldn't even exist or be an option for anyone buying an electric truck. Don't think you're just going to plug it into your regular outlet in your garage. You need a level 2 charger that's at least 10 kilowatts. There's a lot of good chargers on the market from Tesla, from Enphase, from Wallbox. I have a Wallbox one I really, really like. And then Ford obviously has their own charger that does, I believe, 19.2 kilowatts. And you need that charger if you want to back up your home as well. So kind of keep that in mind. The 2 trucks right now that I'm aware of that do back up and have the equipment available would be Ford and Tesla. So, and Tesla will be rolling it out to more of their vehicles later on. But for right now, it's just the Cybertruck, and yeah, that's that. You can't mix and match brands yet, though some manufacturers in the solar industry are working on doing bidirectional chargers. They're still using CCS, so I don't know how that's going to work when you use an adapter, when some of these trucks, you know, ship with a North American charging standard port instead, the NAC. We'll see, you know, but be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, because you know, we're going to stay on top of that for you. You don't need to worry about it. We'll figure it out if that's something that's important to you, because we're here helping you map out a solar plus battery system that fits your needs, right? It's not just about your car or your truck or the EV charger. It's about being fully sustainable. You could literally have free gas from the sun every day to charge your car. I mean, realistically, if you worked from home, but maybe you're able to just charge it on the weekends. When you plug in your truck, it charges from the solar. Most of these devices like Enphase with theirs, they have their IQ EV charger, and you can program it so it just your excess solar goes to your car or your electric truck or your electric SUV, whatever it is, rather than going to the grid, because you're not going to earn much credits these days at the end of the day. So we're here to help you, whether it's to find the dealership to get you the truck or SUV that you want, install what you need to keep it charged up at home, and future-proof your lifestyle with a solar plus storage solution. This is what I specialize in. This is what I enjoy doing. I enjoy working with you to help you navigate electrification for your life. So whether you're towing gear to a job site or exploring mountain trails, I'm really here to help you power your journey. So subscribe for deep dives like this one, schedule a consultation at reinnovations.org, and let's build something electrified together. Thanks for watching. I'm Dale. Stay powered, and I'll see you in the next one.